And perhaps it's why heroes very seldom stop after their first victory.
Episode 6 of What If Season 2 introduced us to a brand new Marvel character, one who may rival Captain Marvel and the Scarlet Witch as one of the most powerful beings in the MCU. Welcome to ScreenCrush, I'm Colton Ogburn, and we are going to be breaking down all of the Easter eggs, references, and little things you might have missed. And a little later, we gotta explain that ending with a special cameo from Doctor Strange Supreme. So, we open with the Watcher narrating, and I thought it was really cool how he referred to the mainline MCU, Universe 616, or 1999-99, whatever you want to call it, as our universe.
In your universe.
Now, I know I'm probably overanalyzing here, and all the scriptwriters meant by your universe was the universe that we as the viewer have been observing. But when you factor in characters like She-Hulk breaking the fourth wall and speaking to the audience just like the Watcher does, and take into account that She-Hulk supposedly traveled to our universe in the season finale of her series, it just starts to shine a light on the fact that we don't have a clear understanding of what the rules are here. I mean, we've got He Who Remains, who's now been replaced by Loki, we've got the Watcher, Kevin, the Celestials. Who's in charge here?
Oh, who's in charge here then, eh? Who's in charge?
So we hear the Watcher say that in our universe, Odin entrusted the Tesseract to a village on Earth after achieving an age of peace. This is in reference to the village of Tonsberg, a village in Norway where it was guarded by Asgardian worshippers, aka people who worshipped the Norse gods. And this line about an age of peace was in reference to Odin having brought peace to the 9 realms.
It was Asgard and its warriors that brought peace to the universe.
In this universe, however, Ragnarok, the inevitable destruction of Asgard at the hands of Surtur, it came early. We saw Surtur plunge his blade into Asgard's surface just like we saw in Thor Ragnarok. Now, Surtur in Norse mythology is a giant fiery demon feared by the Asgardians, and that's exactly what he is in the MCU, but I wouldn't exactly say that Thor feared him.
This is my crown, the source of my power.
Oh, that's a crown. I thought it was a big eyebrow.
So upon the destruction of Asgard, the Tesseract, aka the Space Stone, one of the 6 Infinity Stones, was flung across space.
Hey, man in a box, you got any New Year's resolutions?
Nope.
None?
Nope, none. I mean, I used to have this real problem with stress eating, but then I quit.
Oh, how?
Well, I kicked my bad oral fixation habits by using Fume. They're the sponsor of this video.
Oh, is that a vape?
It's not a vape, it's not electronic, and it's not filled with pods with potentially harmful chemicals. Instead, it has these plant-based cores that are infused with natural flavors to create natural flavored air. I recently started sparkling grapefruit, and it even freshens my breath.
Smells very nice.
Thank you. And see, Fume uses plants and behavioral science to help you trade out your negative habit for a positive one. There's a new year coming up, and we all have our resolutions. So if yours is to finally quit your bad habit, then Fume is here to help. Plus, it has this awesome adjustable airflow, and it's designed with movable parts and magnets for fidgeting and giving your fingers a lot to do, which is helpful for calming your anxiety. Fume makes switching easy and even fun. They have thousands of reviews for more than 150,000 customers who have used Fume to change their lives. So head to tryfume.com/ScreenCrush and use code ScreenCrush to save 10% off when you get the Journey Pack today. The Journey Pack comes with 3 unique flavors and everything you need to finally be free of your bad habit. Plus, you can upgrade your Journey Pack with Fume Solano. This includes a premium walnut barrel and an onyx black coated mouthpiece that has a smooth finish. So that's tryfum.com and use code ScreenCrush to save an additional 10% off your order today. Now, back to what I was saying. So, quick refresher on the Tesseract. It was basically the MacGuffin of Phase 1 of the MCU. It has a big part to play with Captain America and the Red Skull back in World War II, and then it later came into the possession of the US government where they studied it in this secret project called Project Pegasus, which we also saw name dropped in episode 2 of this season of What If. During an encounter with the Tesseract, we saw Captain Marvel get her powers, and then years later, Loki came after it on behalf of Thanos. It eventually found its way back to Odin's vault, but prior to Ragnarok in the main MCU, Loki saved it, and Thanos finally got it placed into his Infinity Gauntlet. So then we meet Kahori, a brand new character in the Marvel Universe, and I think it is so great that What If is giving us a brand new character. We're used to What If giving us different takes on already established characters in the MCU, so getting to see this show create an all new character for the Marvel Universe, not only the movies and shows, but brand new to the comics as well. This is a brand new character. It's really exciting to see. Kahori's character and the story of this episode was crafted with the help of Mohawk Nation historians to help assure accuracy. And guys, I gotta say, I love that they had the characters not speaking English and committed by having them speak their native tongue throughout the episode. So the name Kahori is a real Native American name that means she stirs the forest, basically meaning someone who serves as a leader. So the Tesseract lands on Earth in an area that is currently occupied by the sovereign Haudenosaunee Confederacy, which was a confederacy made up of the Mohawks, Oneidas, Onondagas, Cayugas, and the Senecas. My apologies if I mispronounced any of that. These tribes came together in search of peace and to live in harmony, paralleling the peace and harmony that Odin sought to bring by uniting the 9 realms. Here we can see their village burn, paralleling the burning of Asgard that sent the Tesseract to Earth in the first place. So when colonizers arrive and they chase Kahori and Wata, we see Kahori fall through the portal in the water, and this gave me real Alice in Wonderland vibes, a young woman falling through a hole in the earth into a magical wonderland below. Here we can see the Tesseract Blue Sky portal, just like the portal we saw in the first Avengers movie that the Chitauri used to come to Earth. And just like Thanos' blue portals he used the stone for to teleport everywhere in Infinity War. So the colonizer army is serving under Conquistador Rodrigo Alfonso Gonzalo, who is serving under Queen Isabella of Spain. Queen Isabella was Queen of Spain from 1474 to 1504 when she died. Now, the Queen has some similarities to King Odin, such as her ability to unify Spain like Odin unified the 9 realms, but also like Odin, her methods could be dark. While she didn't agree with Columbus's methods of murder and slavery of the native people, she did insist on converting natives, who she viewed as her subjects, to convert to Catholicism and force natives to take on social behaviors of Spain. Here we hear Rodrigo refer to the Tesseract waters as the Fountain of Youth, keeping in line with the Spanish explorers' belief that there was a Fountain of Youth to be discovered. This is most famously associated with Spanish explorer Ponce de Leon. Now, I love this line where we hear Kahori get asked what kind of clay she's made of, a reference to some natives' beliefs that man was created from ground clay. Now, I just want to say there is lots of other Native American imagery throughout this episode that I know went over my head, but I really appreciate the fact that they took the time, consulted the correct people to put it into the episode. Even though some of it may have gone over my head, you can feel it, if that makes sense. You can feel in the setting, in the atmosphere, what they were able to create there, and I appreciate the attention to detail. Here we see Kahori take on some serious Magneto vibes when she catches these bullets from the colonizers when they invade the Tesseract realm. When Kahori takes control of the portal, she says that if her newfound friends are worthy of this paradise, then they will join her. This is again paralleling the story of Asgard, where Thor was forced to leave paradise and go on a journey to become worthy of that paradise and his power.
You are unworthy of these realms, unworthy of your title!
When Kahori insists that she needs to leave paradise to save her people, and when she is able to lead those in the Tesseract realm to join her, we see her living up to her namesake, the namesake of being a leader. When Kahori goes through the portal and arrives back in the waters, it reminded me of these shots of Thanos and Hawkeye after retrieving the Soul Stone. We then hear Kahori get called a witch, a fun little nod to the Scarlet Witch, and how back then women were often accused of being witches for having opinions and stuff. This scene reminded me a lot of another Magneto scene that also took place on the beach in X-Men First Class, where Magneto too had ships firing on him as he attempted, in his own way, to protect his people. So throughout this episode, we saw Kahori embrace the values of several great Marvel heroes, such as her connection to Spider-Man with her belief of with great power comes great responsibility. But we also got this great visual imagery of her standing alone against this army, and then her warriors joining her side, like in Endgame when Cap stood alone against Thanos, and then in came the rest of the Avengers. Here we heard mention of Thunder Beings, another reference to the God of Thunder. When Kahori and her tribe defeat the colonizers, we cut to Isabella's castle, and we learn that others have tried and failed to conquer Kahori's people.
Primero Gonzalo, después Jacobo, y los hermanos Mendoza. Nadie ha regresado.
When Kahori portals in, we hear her say she's seen Isabella on a coin, a reference to this silver quarter dollar. Kahori expresses an interest in peace with Spain and discusses how each other's health is important for the others to remain thriving.
Pensamos que nuestra salud depende de vuestra salud.
She even presents a peace offering. This is paralleling Odin's quest for peace, like we discussed at the top of the video, but peace through great sacrifice if the queen forces her hand. When Kahori lifts the queen in the air and crushes her throne, it's badass, but I also love the imagery of her literally dethroning the queen. Very cool. And then the legend returns, Doctor Strange Supreme. Doctor Strange Supreme is a variant of Dr. Stephen Strange that was introduced in the first season of What If. In this reality, when Doctor Strange wrecks his car, he doesn't lose his hands, he loses the love of his life, Christine Palmer. He then begins tampering with time, trying to bring back Christine from the dead. He then learns that Christine's death was an absolute point in time, something that has to happen, and if it doesn't, the entire universe will collapse, similar to the Nexus events in the Spider-Verse movies.
Canon events are the connections that bind our lives together. But those connections can be broken.
Doctor Strange Supreme ignores the warnings of the Ancient One and successfully resurrects Christine, but shortly thereafter, his universe begins to collapse. But in the What If Season 1 finale, we see the Watcher recruit Doctor Strange Supreme to be a member of his Guardians of the Multiverse team to save all of existence from Infinity Ultron.
Someone needs to attend to them. If that pocket dimension cracks, if they escape.
I'll watch. I have nothing but time.
Okay, so in this episode, when Strange arrives, he says,
And I've been looking for you for a long time.
So we need to remember that not only has Strange traveled to another universe here to find Kahori, he has traveled back in time as well.
Time travel!
And we should also mention the fact that this means Strange now apparently has the ability to create multiversal portals, a power that was unique to America Chavez and Doctor Strange in the Multiverse of Madness. In fact, last episode we talked about how the Scarlet Witch now seemingly has multiversal portal powers when she teleported Captain Carter to another universe. And speaking of that scene, I think these events are likely connected. Wanda has pulled Captain Carter from her universe, and Strange is now pulling Kahori from hers. So I'm thinking there is a threat looming that has brought Strange and Wanda together, and they are now recruiting other heroes from the multiverse.
So I'm saying that I want to be on the team.
What is that threat? We shall see. I speculated in the last episode that it's Morgan Le Fay, the queen from Universe 398, that morphed her universe into a medieval era, and similar to how Wanda transformed Westview via Hex in WandaVision. So here in this final scene, we saw Kahori go toe-to-toe with a queen, so maybe we'll see her join the fight against Queen Le Fay in the Season 2 finale. There's actually some trailer footage I thought that I'd mention here, so spoiler warning, but there's footage in the trailer featuring Kahori teaming up with Captain Carter to fight an Infinity Gauntlet wearing Thanos. So that'll be fun to see. Can't wait.
I'm so excited.
Okay, so those were all the Easter eggs I found in What If Season 2, Episode 6. Let me know if I missed any down in the comments below, and let me know what you think of this brand new Marvel character, Kahori. If you're new here, please do feel free to subscribe, smash that bell so you get alerted every time we upload a new video. For ScreenCrush, I'm Colton Ogburn.